Well, if last week's race at Spain taught us anything, it means the these races can be unpredictable and even the champions can be caught out. What expectations will be held here at the streets of Monaco? Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lord of Wolves here, and this is RPL F1 Season 5, Round 3. Last week was our second round at Spain, and after a crazy spin and a very insane crashing about in qualifying, in Spain, the race was won by L74G, getting his second win in a row, passing Reese after a very late safety car caused it to happen. Let's see. After the Stewart report came out, PSR Bourbon, who originally finished in 10th place after penalties, was brought back up to finishing in 3rd. Now, unfortunately, I do not have the updated point standings because an individual did not update them, but yeah, we'll get that figured out. Anyways, as these drivers are loading on in, let's take a look at the drivers that are going to be participating here tonight. In the Mercedes team, we had the fake TB making his Mercedes debut here tonight after missing out his first 2 races. He is joined alongside Reese Dainty, or Dante. I don't know which. Hopefully, I get one of them right. I know I feel bad for saying his name wrong because he gets really annoyed when I say it wrong. But he's in the other Mercedes. He's got 2 second place finishes already, choking in Bahrain on the last lap, and the late safety car screwing a win in Spain. Red Bull, right now we have Maxwell G, who is in tonight. McLaren is currently empty, but Matt GW should be here. Oh, speaking of which, there he is. So that finishes that. Aston Martin, it is FRA Polygod, who raced in the Mercedes car last week. Unfortunately, was one of the cars out of the race after an early incident. His teammate is RPL Jordan, who's had a semi-decent run so far. Oh, and there is the other Red Bull, JRT Sol. There he is, the F1 Tier 2 Season 2 champion and F2 Season 5 champion. Alpine, we have Redfire Tiger. He is also the team principal, and a newcomer debuting here tonight is F1 driver X 2018. I believe he has raced before, but I could be incorrect. Ferrari, we move on. We had the inaugural champion, De Chiller, and he is teamed up with Gecko, who missed out last week's race. AlphaTauri is the championship leader, L74G, and Beatnik, who earlier today won the feature race at Monaco in F2. Alfa Romeo FRA Plum Wars is in the field, along with Payox Kings. He reserved an F2 earlier today. Williams, we have only RPL Zakaria in as well. And in the Haas's, we had the Ferrari team principal AK and MSE Phoenix, and hopefully to make some ground after missing last week's race. So 18 drivers in the box. Let's get this going. So as everyone gets to load on up, like I said, we are here in Monaco tonight, and it is literally one of the oldest tracks on the F1 racing calendar. It's been around since Silverstone since the beginning of 1950, and in fact Monaco Grand Prix races have been around since pretty much, I believe, the 1920s. It's had a few configurations since its time, and we are looking forward to this. As it is with the races before, no heroics in the Sandoval, which is turn number 1. Look forward to some interesting attempts for overtaking. Then you had the tight hairpin at the casino. Then you had the swimming pool chicanes and the very tight and slow Novel chicane. So, very interesting little field to say the least. And by looks of it, is it TB or is that Reese coming out on track first? That is Reese coming out first. Now, like I said, Reese, he has had some really good runs so far this season. In the 2 races that he was in Bahrain for round 1, he started 11th, just barely missing out of Q3. But he finished in 2nd after, as some people say, choking it in the final lap to Luke. And then in round 2 in Spain, he started 2nd and finished 2nd. But that was because of a late safety car, courtesy of one of his Mercedes Academy compatriots, Leon Miner, who wrecked out for being a moron. And it pretty much messed over Reese's night. And interestingly enough, we are here under the night skies of Monaco. This is the 3rd season. I think this is either the 3rd season or the 4th season that we have done it under the lights. We did it for the first time in season 2. I remember we did it in season 4. I'm not sure if we did it in season 3 though. Anyways, we're on board. We'll go on board with Reese, as he is the first one to set lap times. As he makes his way through, here he comes, return through these turns. Now, like I said, this is a very narrow course, and it looks like we had trouble in the chicane. That is TB having trouble. And Jordan, and we have a retirement already. Jordan has crashed just before Mirabeau. Oh yeah, let's take a look, see where's he done it. Up there he is, right there into the wall. So that is the end of Jordan right out of the gates. So that is not good for Jordan there. And it looks like another car just smacked into the wall. That looked like an Alpine by the looks of it. Anyways, Reese will come across the line. Sets the first provisional time of an 8.9. And yeah, that is that F1 driver. He already got. For a second there, I thought he already had wing damage before he even got out of the pits. I'm like, what the heck? Anyways, AK comes across the line, gets a 13.0, beat Nick in 2nd. And speaking of AK, he just locked up in the Sandoval and just crashed. Almost similar to Max Verstappen's wreck at the collision with Romain Grosjean in 2016 F1. 2016 F1 or is it 2015? It's one of those two. But that was a nut. That sucks for AK. He's gonna have to go around this track with no wing. Anyways, TB, Serge's teammate, 9.2, only a couple tenths off of his teammate. Anyway, so here's F1 driver getting himself set up here in Rascasse. And off he goes now. Let's see what kind of time he would do. He's not the only one that's up to set a lap time. That is L74G now making the move. We'll pull up the Monaco track map so I know the corners. There we go. Thank you, Google. And oh! I just caught it late, but F1 just smacked the wall. He's got some significant damage. But he puts in a 12.3 and almost into the wall of Sandoval. And there's the Ferrari. That is the Chiller coming out, and he almost meets him. Looks like a lot of these guys are up and about. And Liam, he's out of the race too. It looks like he crashed. He's out of qualifying as well. Looks like he crashed it out on the main straight. Might need to watch it. Yep, there he is. The Red Fire Tiger almost smashed into him. Good Lord Almighty, that was close. Now, we followed actual F1 specifications and stuff. Most likely with Liam's wreck right there, that would have been a red flag, and we would have had to stop Q1 for a little bit so they could clear Liam's car off the track. And looks like the Alfa Romeos are bunching up. And well, Elmores is going into the pits now. We're still on board with Red Fire. So far, Reese is still at the fastest time, 8.9. Beatnik has an 11.0. Payok's 11.3. So, two more guys get their times in. Let's see what Red Fire Tiger can do to try to maybe comprehend to catch up with him as we also move back to Rascasse, looking at Gecko and Red Fire Tiger. 11.2 puts him between the Alfa Romeo and the Alpha Tauri, and Gecko goes third fastest with a 10.9, and he just clips the wall in Sandoval. So Sandoval is catching off some of these drivers, that's for sure. As the Chiller comes through Rascasse, gets a little bumpy on the swimming pool chicane. And AK has crashed it. He's out as well. Good Lord, AK out as well. So we have 3 drivers already out. And there he is, crashed. He's in the middle of turn 4 casino. So might want to be careful, guys. Anyway, so the Chiller just set a time 10.5. That puts him third fastest. A couple tenths ahead of his teammate. So now AK, even though he did set a time, he's out of the race. So he's out of it. Well, we can just easily say this. Luke, Plum Wars, by looking on the screen, those two have to get times or else they'll be one of the 3 out of the event. Out of Q1, while Zakaria, Maxwell, Salt, and Matt have yet to set lap times along with Polygod. So pretty much once those guys set laps, we could pretty much just call this race, we could pretty much call Q1 done, and we can move on to Q2. And MSE Phoenix saying I'm trash in the Twitch chat. Well, I don't know what to say about that. And hello, Zakaria smacks the wall in the corner of Novell. That was a nice little on-board seeing that. And I don't think Zakaria was too thrilled about that. I don't see much damage there, but I mean, if this was F1 real life scenario, like real life simulation damage, he would have lost the left rear wheel and that would have been goodbye to him. But he still sets a time of a 19.1. And he just loses the wing. Well, there goes Luke, the championship leader now. Bit of a slow time on this, but 20.0, 20.8, but he's still good enough to get something. And Plum Wars goes through, and he gets 5th fastest with 11.0. So Alfa Romeo showing some strength. Meanwhile, Paul God in the Aston Martin. Here he comes around the final corner through Anthony Node. And he puts it 4th fastest with a 10.6. Red Fire Tiger calls it quits in the pits for Q1. So he's definitely done more than enough to put himself into Q2. Anyways, JRT Salt gets a little loose out of turn 3. That's out of Massonet, but still going. But he is on that lap still. So, anyways, him, Maxwell, and Matt, those are the only 3 yet to set laps. And if those guys get good laps, they get some nice laps, they'll be through. And we'll only have to lose 3. We'll be losing the both Haas's of Phoenix and AK, and the Aston Martin of Jordan. Anyways, where are all these guys wrecked? AK and Jordan crashed out a casino, which is at turn 4, and Liam wrecked on the front stretch. And here comes Saul. He's going to be starting his first lap, so we'll go on board with him. Like I said, F1 Tier 2 Season 2 champion and F2 Season 5 champion. He literally, take this, but F1 Tier 2, there was 11 race schedule, and he won 7 of those races. And in F2 Season 5, was a 20 race total calendar with 10 total racetracks, and I think he's won quite a lot of those. I can't remember the exact number, but he has had a couple of Grand Slams, and speaking of Grand Slam, he just smacked the wall. So he's going to lose a little bit of that wing, and he is forced to cut the swimming pool. I don't know why he's doing that. I mean, you need to at least get a time in so you can get yourself into Q2. And the same thing will apply to Maxwell and Matt. And speaking of Maxwell, he's going to come across the line. And where is he going to be? And he goes fastest, 8.3. So Maxwell on top of the board in Q1 so far, and we have under 4 minutes to go. So anyways, Matt has yet to set a lap. Let's see what he can do. Here he comes across the line, and it's 4th fastest, 9.4. So that is enough to put him in the 4th place, as Maxwell stuck in Mirabeau. But he comes out, he's fine. So currently as it sits, only one driver is yet to set a lap, and that is Salt. So if Salt sets a lap and he is good, and he is good there, then that means we'll loot. That means probably everyone else should retire, and we will be fine with the three that we have that are out, which is AK, Jordan, and Phoenix. Jordan's case probably starting all the way back in P17 once Salt sets a lap. He's going to have a lot of work to do, and he's going to have a lot of patience and awareness to watch out for the cars around. As for the Haas's, not going to expect much. Anyways, in our Twitch chat here, let's take a peek. We have 6 viewers watching, so those that are just tuning in to watching, welcome aboard. This is RPL's F1 Season 5, and we are here under the night skies of Monaco, and right now you are looking at JRT Salt here, and this is what we got. Looking at the things, and oh, speaking of Salt, he just spun out. I think he must have caught the wheel at Rascaswell and just clipped it, but he's fine, and off he goes. So let's take a look at looking at the thing. It looks like he's... Wait, is there rain coming? Is it really raining? Nah, I think it's just AK pulling a joke. But, Phoenix, me and No Assist don't match. Well, if they don't match, why are you here? Why are you in F1, man? I mean, I know you're a glutton for punishment, and you love having your dates again with the wall, but come on, man. Anyways, Salt now. Looks like he's on tap to set the fastest lap now. Here he comes. It's a little loose out of anything, you know. There's a tire. I don't know what that tire's doing there, but Salt, second fastest. 8.7. So that puts him just a hair above a tenth and a half over Reese, and 0.4 behind his teammate. Well, what's Salt saying is time. We have 15 going through. So yeah, Salt and them, Salt and all them, they can retire, and we can move forward to Q2 now. And Salt just saying, even for Warren Sauce, that was not fun lap. Well, might have to be agreeable on that one. So here we go, and are we correct here? And yeah, like I said, Maxwell is the fastest, and we are saying goodnight to the Haas's of Phoenix and AK, and the Aston Martin of Jordan. So 2 drivers unable to set a time, one caught out by one of the corners. Who will be knocked out of Q2, and who will be making it out of Q3? We will find out right after this. And we are back for Q2. Now, some drivers are coming out onto the circuit now, and first one to come out onto the track is Plum Wars along with Red Fire Tiger, and both Mercedes are coming out on deck. Sorry if I sound a little strange there. I was just eating a piece of popcorn. Anyways, so Plum Wars first up on the track. If my memory is correct, this is only his second F1 race this season. He raced last week, I believe. I just want to make sure this is correct. I can't find him for. Oh, there he is. His first race was in Haas, in Bahrain, where he finished 13th in that race. So that's what it was for him. So as he comes out of the final corner, this is the guy we'll be going on board with for the first lap of Q2. Here we go. As he makes his way through in the Saint-Navat, a little loose on the exit, making his way up through Beau Rivage. Yeah, here he is into the Massenet. Some nice blind corners. Here he comes in the Casino. Hopefully it doesn't catch out him like it did with the others. There he goes into the first Mirabeau Hate. Now into the slowest corner of the entire F1 section. The Hotel. Now making his way through Mirabeau Basse and into Portier. Now screaming through the tunnel. Getting it right up in the 7th gear, almost in the 8th gear as he brakes hard into Novell. Nice exit out of there. Now coming out through from Tabak, and then through now into the swimming pool chicanes. And that was very close to the wall. Here he comes into Rascasse. Now finishing up in Anthony Node. Nice clean exit out. And here he comes across the line to set the first time. That is a 10.5. And he gets loose out of there. Almost puts it into the wall there. And it looks like some of these guys are gonna have to try again. Let's see, Red Fire Tiger. Red Fire Tiger puts in a lap of 11.4. TB, he's gonna have to restart his time. Reese is actually abandoning. I think. Oh, he's got damage on the wing. So it looks like he must have clipped the tire. He must have clipped it, and that was not good for him there. Let's see who is next up. Beatnik, and oh, TB has crashed. One of the Mercedes crashes out, and he's in the middle just before Mirabeau Hate. So that is not good. And there he is right there out of the event. Beatnik just a couple hundredths of a second behind, and oh, we got another car out. That's the car right there. In the exit of the swimming pool chicane, he has crashed. So 2 more drivers caught out by Monaco. That is not good. So while these guys are getting things figured out, let's take a look at the cars that have already got their laps in. Red Fire Tiger currently the slowest with 11.4. Payox with 11.1, F1 driver with a 10.7 on the medium tires. Then we have Beatnik 10.55, Plum Wars 10.51, and Gecko the fastest right now with a 9.6. And as I say that, Salt passes by him with a 9.56, and the Chiller, Gecko's teammate, couple tenths behind him. 9.9, just under 10 even. Alright, well, let's take a look. Well, we have Matt on a lap. We have Matt on the lap, Polygod on that lap, Reese on that lap. Maxwell and Luke have yet to come out. Well, so for the drivers that will be knocked out of Q2 in terms of time-wise, the worst position you will get is 13th. And Beatnik's crashed! Where's Beatnik wrecked it? And there he is. Right. Holy. Oh my god. That's a hard hit. Good god. He doesn't have wheels on that car. Doesn't have wheels on the front of that car. So Beatnik takes a heavy shunt. And that ends him over. I mean, literally, he was sixth fastest at that moment. Anyways, moving on. Matt just puts in the third, separating the two Ferraris with a 9.6. And oh my god, Polygon's out too. What is going on? Well, Reese just put it on top with an 8.9. And there's Red Fire with heavy damage. Okay, we just... There is Polygon right there. In the wall, in the tunnel. Oh, good God. What is going on tonight? That's 7 drivers total caught out by this. Seven drivers caught out by this track. Oh my goodness! 7 drivers are wrecking out because of this. What is going on? So it looks like Polygon's incident was courtesy of an error by Salt, so that's not good. And I think that's also why Red Fire was also got heavy damage. But it looks like he's still continuing. But anyways, we got 4 guys out. So the rest of these guys have to get some nice laps in, or they will be out. Luke is one to get a lap in. And Reese has called it. So Reese is through to Q3. Let's see what Red Fire can do. Well, he's got to get past into the top. He's got to get past, improve his time so he can get into the top 10. And he just, oh, good lord, he spins it. And send the bot. just got word from Beatnik. Said he was about 4 tenths up. Got too much power out of the swimming pool chicane, and just had some understeer and caused his crash. So, very unfortunate for Beatnik. And Maxwell, he's all done for right now. He's through to Q3. So now Red Fire Tiger and Luke, they just gotta improve their times, and there goes Luke. Well, Luke catches the curb at the beginning of the swimming pool, gets loose, tries to correct it, goes into a spin. I am actually surprised he did not get damage from that. So very good save by Luke. So let's see who else is out on track to set laps. Well, okay, well, Salt's out there. I don't know why Salt's out there. He's good enough to get into Q3, so I'm not sure why you're going out again. Well, in Plum Wars' case, for Plum Wars, he's 7th right now, so I think it would not hurt to at least improve your time just a little bit, just so you can get a little more breathing room. Payox King's situation, yeah, I would recommend at least trying to improve your time, because currently he is in the bubble and at risk of going out of Q2. Uh-oh. I think we just got disconnected from the session because everybody's leaving. Hang on. Okay, okay, I figured out what happened. We are actually restarting the entire quali session, because apparently when the settings were set, the damage situation was we were supposed to be on full damage, but it was set to simulation, so that's why so many people are crashing out very easily. Well, that's what happened. So, lobby is being restarted, and it is being changed to short quali, because of what happened. But, Luke, come on, man. What the heck? Well, when we get things figured out, we'll be right back. We'll be right back. Okay, so now we're back in it. We're back in the short qualifying for this little quali restart. Definitely want to give our apologies for this little mishap that we had. But yeah, hopefully we're back to normal and get everything underway. Okay, here we go. Hello, everybody coming out. Alright, who's first up? Oh, Zakaria. Zakatarina up first. Let's see what the little Williams can do. I wonder if he'll pull George Russell. I mean, I'm not sure that can happen, but crazy things have happened. But everybody's backing up. Everybody's backing up so they can get some time, get a little space in, and get ready to go. Well, basically, this is just similar to like what it is in actual F1, where people give themselves a little breathing space so they can move and get themselves going. And yeah, we've already done a lap. We've only done like 2 laps on board with people, so I don't want to bore you with stuff. So like I said, we're just gonna do just this regular first on board with Zakaria because it's first person to set a lap. It's tradition. That's how we roll here. And looks like AK just went off track in Novell. And looks like Zakaria, come on, man, why you gotta bin it? Well, anyways, he could set a lap. Maxwell will be the first one up, and it is a 8.6. As the drivers come through, as the times start flying in. As the times start filling in, let's see what we got. Let's see, we got Maxwell 8.6. Never mind, TB just beat it with a 8.5. Okay, well, let's wait till after some of these guys get their laps through. We'll get through the full rundown. Okay, looks like we're good now. So here we go. So we have TB leading with an 8.5, Maxwell second with an 8.6, Matt with a 9.1, F1 driver 10.0, Luke 10.1, Plum Wars 10.4, Zakaria 11.1, Beatnik 11.17, Redfire 11.2, Payox 11.3, Pollard got 14.7, as Reese goes fastest with an 8.3, and AK currently the slowest with an 18.2. It looks like it's going to be the two Ferraris that'll be coming up next. They'll be getting their first, they'll get their laps in. And it's going to be starting with the Chiller out of Rascast and then out through Anthony Nogues. And here he comes across the line. It will be a 10.5, Salt 8.7. And what about Gecko? Where's Gecko going to go? Oh, hello. Looks like Salt playing little head games with Salt playing a little head games with the Chiller. So anyways, oh, and hello, there goes Gecko. We just caught it in time as Gecko has plowed it in Casino. And Jordan's not having a good time. He's already invalidated one time. He's already invalidated in Sandoval. So if Liam does not wreck it here and actually gets a lap time, Gecko will be starting dead last in P18. Good lord. I mean, now I'm not saying it, I'm probably gonna jinx Liam and he's probably gonna wreck it. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that Liam is trying his best to not be distracted by the walls, because if you recall in some of the seasons prior in commentary, Liam was the running joke, and as I say, he just taps the wall. Oh, good lord. Well, Liam can't escape the walls. I mean, he has a love for these walls, and the walls must have a love for him, because he likes smacking them. I mean, literally, he was the running joke for basically smacking at the walls. I mean, even I've made jokes at Liam for it. I'd say that that before every race, go like, Liam, you ain't gonna last long. You're gonna be late for your hot date with the wall. But as I say that, Liam comes across. He's 15th with a 15.3. But I mean, he's ahead of AK. But don't forget, AK just had a rough lap. And Jordan back in the pits again. Jordan's just not improving at all. So anyways, by the looks of it, as we're looking at it, we're looking at a front row lockout at this moment with the Mercedes drivers and a row 2 lockout with the Red Bulls. And Case lost the wing. Oh lord. AK is not having good time. I hate saying it, but I'm just gonna say this poor prediction, but is AK gonna be turning into the Mazepin of RPL? I know that's in bad taste, but with the shoddy luck he's having, I'm not sure. But anyways, Maxwell just takes the top prize and did he really just crash at the same spot he just did? Oh yeah, we have a traffic jam here. So Liam crashes into almost in the same spot he crashed in the last qualifying setup, but this time nearly set up a roadblock. Oh God. Oh Lord. Well, I did say I jinxed it, but I definitely jinxed it. Liam got his hot date with the wall. Oh Lord. Oh. Wow. I just got no words for this. But anyways, let's get things back under control now. 7 minutes left to go. Maxwell is the fastest with a 7.9 ahead of 2 Mercedes, and Salt right behind in 4th place. Let's see, looking at the top 10, rest of the top 10, we have Matt. Luke just put himself in the 6th. Polygod, the 2 Alpines of F1 driver and Redfire Tiger, and Plum Wars following up the rest of the field. So that's what the top 10 is right now. But let's see what Jordan can do here. And here he comes across the line. What will it be? 13th fastest. 10.57. So about half a tenth, only 500ths off of the Chiller. So he's got a little work to do. So yeah, Jordan's got a little work to do if he needs to salvage it. And AK gets a nice little bouncy bounce off there through before Rashcast. And here comes AK across the line. It's only 11.1. Well, so AK, basically in terms of running cars, he's starting last, but unfortunately with it being the Haas cars, there's not much you can expect, unfortunately. Let's see what Reese got. I see that he's a couple tenths up. And he improves, but he's still 3rd. He's only 700ths off his teammate. Looks like Salt is looking to try to improve his time. 8.4, so I'm thinking he wants to get at least into the 7 so he can meet up with his teammate here. And nope, he's just abandoned his lap because he just met with TB. He met TB in the tunnel. That is not a nice spot to meet somebody, because that could result in some nasty wrecks. Anyways, how many people are improving their times? Yeah, Plum Wars is not improving. There's Jordan from the Red Fire. He's got 10.053. And Zakaria has crushed it. That is just out of the Novell chicane. And there he is, right there. As we just saw Plum Wars clip the wall. And clips it again. And that is Maxwell. So he can improve his time. And he does. Only by a tenth, but he improves. And Axel continues to improve his time. And drivers are falling back in the line. And it looks like they're going to get the last set of tires on. And everybody is going to come back, is going to come out to get at least their final lap in. Do wonder. I mean, looks of it. The top 10 has not changed much, and yeah, everybody's coming out now. Let's see. Well, Maxwell. I think Maxwell is gonna be done. So, yep, he just calls it. So that's the end of him. And AK. Oh Lord. Yep. Right in Casino, right where he crashed last time. Well, we know rows 8 and 9. But question is, who's for pole? Oh, let's see. We'll be getting their final laps done, and Plum Wars and Beau Rivage just crashed. There he is. That's the end of him. And F1 driver finishes up. Seventh place. He's still got time for another one, but here comes Payox. Does not improve. He stays where he is. Here comes Polygon. Comes across the line. Does not invalidate the time, so he is not through. He's no go. And Salt into the wall. So that's the end of him. What about Beatnik? Beatnik's up next. Because Beatnik puts himself 11th. Who else is going to come across? Reese is retired. L74G puts it 6th. The Chiller goes 9th. There comes Red Fire. TB has retired too. That's it. Maxwell is pole position. So Maxwell on pole. The 2 Mercedes makes up 2 and 3. And Salt and in 4th. Wow. So that is it there. So yeah. So there he is. Maxwell, your fastest driver. Pole position for him. Ahead of Reese. TB in third. Salt 4. Matt GW 5. That is your top 5 there. And we will go to the full grid once we load on in. And this is going to be a surprise because Red Fire Tiger, look at him in 10th. He's going to start on the mediums. Now we will get ready to load up for the race. I just said it, and Phoenix just said it too. Me and that won't have a date tonight. Alright, well, we'll be loading on up, and we'll have our formation lap. So, here we go. Here it is, our formation lap, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go. So, your front row, it is ERN Maxwell, and we have Reese alongside in second place. Row 2, it is Fake TB, put on a strong performance, and it is JRT Salt in fourth place. Row 3, it is Matt GW alongside with the Alpha Tauri of L74G. Row 4, it is F1 Driver, really solid run for his debut, and he's got Polygon alongside him. Row 5, it is The Chiller and Red Fire Tiger. Row 6 is RPL Jordan and Beatnik. And they were just disqualified from the formation lap for colliding with each other, but row 7 is an all Alfa Romeo with Plum Wars and Payox. Row 8 is Zakaria and AK. And lastly, and I believe they might, I don't know, they're not going to get DQ because they're fine, Phoenix and Gecko, the last row. So, Phoenix and Payox going on to the hard compound tire. Gecko, AK, Zakaria, Plum Wars, Beatnik, and Red Fire Tiger on medium compound tires, while the remainder are on the soft tires. So as the drivers will be lining up to get themselves into position, so we started this at the beginning of the season. When lights go out, we have our little special saying to start up. AK did it in Bahrain, and this is courtesy of Bonkers and Phoenix who's racing. So AK did it in Spain, in Spain and in Bahrain. I did it in Spain, and I'm doing it here tonight for Monaco as the grid gets set up. Everyone's in place, and we are going to the 5 lights for Monaco. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing around Monte Carlo, gents! Maxwell gets a phenomenal start. Sol gets a little smack up with Reese and TB, and we have a little wreck in the Sandoval, and we had 2 cars out. Red Fire Tiger and B-Dick already out of race. And we have a VSC immediately. So a VSC immediately, 2 cars out in Sandoval and just going up the hill to Beau Rivage. And that is the end of Beatnik and the end of Red Fire Tiger already. So not good. Not good here. 2 drivers already out of it. And it's not good, so we didn't even get through to turn 4 without a safety car of some sort, and we're back on the green with Max leading the way, 1.8 seconds clear of Salt, and it is the Mercedes of Reese and TB, 3rd and 4th. Matt keeps his ground, and meanwhile in swimming pool, the Chill are having issues. The Chill are having some issues. He just lost 2 positions. And Matt in the pits already. F1 driver in the pits. We got 3 drivers already in the pits. I think they had damage from colliding, from collisions and stuff. But anyways, Jordan up being hunted and hounded by Gecko. Gecko going around the outside, made contact in Massenet, and coming out of Casino, they're okay. But Gecko being quite aggressive. And that is it. And there goes TB. TB has crashed. Not TB. Phoenix has crashed. And that is in Massenet. So 3 drivers out. And we're not even 2 laps in. And we just saw Gecko and gets into the back end of Jordan. And look who's in 8th place right now. That is Zakaria Williams in 8th place. Now TB on the inside of his teammate in Rascas. I think something must have happened. Whoa! Holy wow! What a save by TB. He clips the wall and Anthony knows and he saves it. Wow! What a monumental save there. Anyways, the top 10 we're looking at, it is Maxwell, Salt, TB, Reese, Luke, Jordan, Gecko, Zakaria, Payox, and AK rounding out your top 10 as Jordan just clips the wall and he's got Gecko just screaming and howling all over his tail. And there he comes into that, and there they go into the hairpin. Jordan gets a little tap of the wall. There is Zakaria right behind the 2. And Paul got in the pits again. Here comes yep. Gecko clears. Jordan gets a better exit out of Portier. And there they come into Novell. And Jordan has no choice. He's got to cut the corner. He had no choice. He blocked up. And he just couldn't stop in time. And there goes the wing. His entire wing is gone. And that is going to be the end of Jordan for sure. So now Jordan into the pits, no wing, has to nurse that car back to the field. We're only 3 laps complete in this race, and Jordan, he's just called it quits immediately. That is our 4th driver done for the day. So Jordan out, Phoenix out, Beatnik out, Red Fire Tiger out. 4 different constructors with a driver gone.
But anyways, the top four still remain. It is Maxwell leading, this time with a 3.7 second lead over Salt. And Salt has a nice comfortable 2-second lead over TB. And TB has a 3-second lead over Reese. So Reese, I'm thinking Reese is not having something going wrong with the car. He might be having a malfunction, perhaps. Anyways, Payox trying to close in on AK right now. Payox, 9th place right now. He's looking to get himself, try to get past his boss, to put himself in the 8th place right now. And rounding out that top 10, we have F1 driver, who got involved in that first lap incident, in that opening lap incident, and he had to repair the wing. He's already back in the 10th place already. And Matt GW, he's in the 11th right now. Now, he had the same problem last week. In Spain, and he rallied back to get a nice, comfortable finish. I believe it was 6th place. That was after the changes in the report. Anyways, looks like we're going to have a battle for 2nd place as we go on board with TB, as he's right up the tail of Salt, as these two work their way through. As you can see now, we're on the back end of Salt. There is TB right hanging with them. And as they make their way into Santa Fe, TB just doesn't have the manpower at this time to try to get past Salt and put himself into 2nd place so he can try to hunt down Maxwell. Well, maybe he's trying, but oh no, I think Salt might be bought for that, because he did move his position twice to defend the position, so that might catch the steward's attention, perhaps. I mean, it looked like it on that angle, but I'm not too sure. I mean, he did move right out of Casino, and it looked like he moved to left again. He moved left just before Mirabeau, but I mean, that could be just him getting into the braking zone and ready for the braking zone, perhaps. But anyways, TB still howling. He's sniffing. He's nibbling. He wants that 2nd place, and he wants to get in there. And both Salt and TB get a little loose out of Anthony nose. TB gets a little worse of it. And TB is still trying to catch him. And looks like Paul God, he is in the pits. He's called it quits. He's out of the race. So Paul God are now our 5th driver out of this event. So that is going to be another disastrous finish for the Aston Martin drivers. So, I mean, TB, who we're watching with, he's the team principal of the Mercedes Academy. He's gonna have some work to do to sort his teammates out, his drivers out, to try to get them back into fighting order. But like I said, TB up the tail, wanting to fight with him. And we have a little fight here. AK! Oh, and AK into the wall with Zakaria. Just caught that right at the end. And AK has to cut the corner because of that wing damage. And I mean, he's going to have to get the position back. He's going to have to get that position back. And Zakaria, and look, he is not playing nice. And what is an AK? Oh, now that was not called for. I'm not sure what happened, but AK just squeezed Zakaria into the wall, and in turn just took him out of the race. That was not called for. Zakaria was doing so good. He was sitting in 7th place prior to that as Gecko gets clear of Luke, puts himself into 5th out of Novell. Now you rarely see overtakes in Novell, but looks like Gecko handled that with some ease. And while we were watching that little unsportsmanlike conduct on AK's part towards Zakaria, TB did get clear of Salt and got himself into 2nd. However, he's got an 11-second gap between him and Maxwell. So AK into the pits. I mean, what's more to say? I just don't know what to say there, because that was just not right. I mean, we just saw it. I'm not sure what happened between AK and Zakaria in the tunnel, but retaliation at its finest from AK. And Salt in the pits, and he has sped in the pits. That is not good. I feel sorry for Salt there. So he's going to have himself a 5-second penalty to deal with. And if he has to pit later, he's going to have to deal with that. TB on the medium compound tires. Salt on the hard compound tires. And as the drivers come on through, the rest of the guys come on through, Maxwell, Reese, Luke, and Gecko, and Luke just got clear of Gecko and Sandoval. Regained 4th at this time, and those 4 drivers I just mentioned, along with Payox, those 5 drivers have yet to make their first stop, because everyone else has made a stop. So we're only 9 laps into this, well now 10 laps into this event, and we had 6 drivers out of this event. We lost Beatnik and Redfire Tiger in Sandoval and Beau Rivage. We lost Phoenix in Massanet. We lost Jordan, who got heavy damage and just went into the pits and quit. Paul got the same thing, went into the pits and called it. And then Zakaria, the talk of the day, was running pretty strongly out of the race after being shoved, squeezed, and pinched off into the wall at Anthony No. So Gecko and Luke in the pits, and Gecko onto the hard compound tires, Luke onto the medium compound tires. So Maxwell has yet to pit. That's going to put TB back in the 2nd, and Salt back in the 3rd, and Reese, he's back in 4th place now, and Matt GW, after being caught out in the opening lap incident with F1 driver, and speaking about with those 2, they're 5th and 6th. So like I said with Matt, he's been far back before, but he's known to claw back. And him and F1 driver have definitely done that. But also mention, we are on board with this fellow, Payox Kings. He's playing it comfortable, he's playing it safe with those hard compound tires. That's tires he started with in this race, and he's up in 8th, and he's up in the 7th place. So is this a good call on his part? I just wonder how it'll be later on in the race once those hards start wearing out. But now Maxwell, he has pitted. He's on the medium compound tires now, and he is 8.3 seconds clear of TB. And if Maxwell wanted to pit again later on, he is a full pit stop clear of Reese. And Wow, Salt. Salt had the pit again. He's now all the way back down in 11th, so something wrong with... Something happened to Salt there. He was running in 4th. Now he's out of it. So he's definitely out of it. Payox Kings still trying to keep up with that. And actually, Salt clears Plum Wars out of the hair pit. Nice overtake there. That was a nice overtake on Salt's part there. So the points for now. But now Payox up into 6th place now. And AK is going to get himself disqualified for sure. Because he is just... I'm not sure how many penalties he's got. Oh, and he's actually crashed it. As I just thought of it, he just crashed it out of the swimming pool. And there he is. Holy wow. And, yeah. Yeah, wow. So, Maxwell nearly escapes catastrophe. So, what a mess. So Maxwell nearly dodges a nasty wreck. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, well, anyway, so we're back in this, and look of it in the Mirabeau while we're just, wait for a sec. So we had a little audio issue. Luke just cleared F1 driver to put himself in the P5, so what a good run there. One nice little event there. Here comes Salt. Salt up on the back of Gecko. That'll put him up into 8th place if Salt can get clear. I wonder where he's going to go. And no, he's not. No, he's not going to try it in Novell. He's going to have to wait till probably the main straight to make a move. Unless he makes an innovative move in the Rascas. So, and actually Payox into the pits now. So, Payox now in. And it is going to be for a wing change. Here comes Salt in the Sandoval. And he cleared. Oh, contact. So, Salt gets creative in the Sandoval. Made it stick. Clipped the wall just made a little kiss with the wall, gets loose and taps off of Gecko, but both drivers, no damage. They look okay. They look okay, so like I said, now we have 7 drivers out for this race. One more, and the 10 remaining in this field, they get points. So looks like Maxwell is sitting comfortably right now, and oh no, there goes Salt. Salt has crashed it. Where'd he crash? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is, right there. Oh, Salt pulls a Leclerc, sadly. So, yeah, unfortunately, that is the end of Salt. So now we have 10 drivers left, and oh, Payox is disconnected, I think. We need to get Payox back. Stand by. Let's try to get Payox back. He needs to get him back. Okay, there we go. Now we can get Payox back. So now we have 10 drivers left now. So all 10 of these guys are getting points. Maxwell. So we have our 10 drivers. Maxwell, TB, Reese, Matt, Luke, F1 driver, Gecko, Payox, The Chiller, and Plum Wars. All in the points. I am curious. Did Alfa Romeo get any points? Did they get points there? Did he get points in Spain? No, they did not. So, if Plum Wars and Payox don't DNF, they will be looking at their first points of the season. Anyways, in terms of the drivers themselves, let's see, taking a look here. Gecko, Payox, The Chiller, and Plum Wars. So the Ferraris and the Alfa Romeos are lapped down, and F1 driver is at risk of going the lap down. And Maxwell, 14-second lead over TB. And look at these gaps, good lord, by these guys. Maxwell, like I said, almost 15 seconds clear TB. TB, 18.2 seconds clear of Reese. Reese, nearly 20 seconds clear of Matt. I mean, literally, the closest battle we have it's going to be Luke and Matt. Because Luke is 2.5 seconds behind Matt, and he's slowly but surely creeping up to get it. Let's see as we look at the little map here, as Maxwell goes through Tabak, F1 driver is leaving the swimming pool chicane, so most likely in the next few laps, F1 driver will be going a lap down. I mean, even though he will be going a lap down, F1 driver might, but he's going to be getting himself 8 points for Alpine. So that will be some nice beneficial points for the Alpine team, as they have some not so pleasant luck in terms of points. In round 1, they only got 1 point with a 10th for Beatnik, who reserved, and then they had P3 and a P7 and a P3 and a P7 with Bourbon's podium and Red Fire Tigers 7th place. But in this case here, and oh, we got trouble. Gecko's in the wall. So Gecko into the wall. That's a Ferrari out of it. Not sure what happened between those two. But now we're down to 9. Oh my lord. So we're just past the halfway point, and we have lost now half the field. Are we on track to seeing a record broken? Because the last in season 1 of F1 in Monaco, we had only 8 drivers finish. We only had 8 drivers finish in that race. So, are we almost on track to probably breaking a record? Well, looks like the chiller had to replace a wing. Let's take a look at the individual times here. And it looks like yeah, so Plum Wars is actually gaining on the chiller, so now Plum Wars and Payox, they're looking on some nice comfortable points. And I think, did the chiller disconnect? Nope, the chiller's back in it, I think. The chiller's in it. Okay, good. Okay, so actually TB's in the pits now. So TB pits, that gives Reese 2nd place. So it looks like it is going to be a 2-stop strategy here. Now let's see. TB, he pitted in 2nd. He's going to be in 3rd right now. But Mercedes looking pretty good right now with a 2nd and 3rd, as Maxwell is on his own, as his teammate Salt was wrecked. And he wrecked out of swimming pool, basically pulling a Leclerc in a way. So, and looks of it right here, Luke is actually slowly gaining on Matt. He's about 1.8 seconds behind. So maybe within the next few laps, we might see a fight between these two. It's a Ferrari at the chiller right there. So literally the top 5, these guys are still on the lead lap. Okay, so Luke is coming out through Novell, and Maxwell is just exiting the tunnel. So what will be the odds that Maxwell will actually lap Luke? What will be the odds of that? That's what I'm wondering. Oh, I'm sorry. I just got a message from Paul God. He just said, Message from F1 driver, don't stop mentioning his name every 2 seconds. I'm sorry. I mean, he's new. He's doing pretty good. That's the only reason why he's mentioning a bit of a spotlight. I'm sorry. Anyways, we're about 15 laps left to go in this event. We still have we still are at 9 drivers, and so far, like it is looking here, L74G versus Matt. This looks like it may heat up soon. I'm probably gonna say probably by around lap 30, actually maybe sooner, these two will be battling it out for 4th place. But Maxwell, I mean, if I was Maxwell, if he wanted to pit for a new set of mediums, if Maxwell wanted to pit for a new set of mediums, he has a nice comfortable gap. He is 36 seconds clear of Reese. So if I was Maxwell, if you want to make the lead more comfortable and make it easier on yourself, I would pit again and get yourself a new set of medium tires. That's what I would do. But I'm not inside Maxwell's head, but if Maxwell is listening, I think that could be a little call for him. I mean, literally, he's 37 seconds clear of Reese, so when he does pit, if he does do the pit, he's gonna come out at least almost 20 seconds clear still. I mean, Reese right now, he has a 7.7 second lead over TB. TB's got a 21.5 second lead over Matt. And Matt's got his own problems right now because he's got Luke bearing down his butt right now. I mean, literally, Matt, I believe, what was he, the season 3 or season, he was the season 3 F2 champion and runner-up in F1 a couple times against Luke, the 2-time defending F1 champion, season 2 F2 champion. So in terms of F2 wise for these guys, it's former champion against former champion. So I wonder what's going to happen here as DRS pops open for Luke. And he just doesn't have the power right now to get past the McLaren of Matt. So this is going to be a war between Matt and Luke. It is McLaren Academy versus Red Bull Academy, mainly with a sister driver. But still, look at this. He is right up there with him. Oh wait, did Luke oh wait, no. I was gonna say, did Luke disconnect? I'm like, no, it's because Maxwell is right behind him. And Reese is in the pits now. He got 5 seconds for speeding. So TB will now go back into 2nd place. Well, Maxwell, I would say if I were you, buddy, you definitely have a nice comfortable gap now. As he goes out the inside, and yep, there he is. He goes in the pits. So I think Maxwell was listening. He heard me in his head, and he's going to the soft tires. So he'll finish the race on the soft compound tires, and he will come out with a very nice, comfortable lead over TB. Let's see. As he comes out of the pits now, TB is in Novel. So, I mean, unless something catastrophic happens, we're looking at right here the winner of the Monaco Grand Prix. Okay, I was looking at Matt. Why did it show Reese? I don't know why, but you want to get some props to 3 drivers here that are sticking it out with these tires that they got. Matt, 26 lap. Oh, wait. That's racing the wall. Racing the wall. Well, Reese loses it at a swimming pool. That will change up everything now. Will it? Yeah, that will change up everything. That might change up everything now. Because now Matt and Luke can try to bear down for a podium. And Reese, yeah, he's going to have to do something. He has 5 seconds, so he is on deck to losing his podium. Matt, no, never mind. Now he is safe and clear. So Matt, now he still has to worry about Luke right behind him. But give it up. We have to give it up to Matt. And, sorry, I am mentioning your name again. We have to give it up to Matt and F1 driver. 27 laps on their hard compound tires. That is some endurance for those two guys. And L74G as well. 18 laps on these medium compound tires. So these guys, these three, are hanging on to a to the endurance run for these tires. Anyways, so Maxwell sets the fastest lap, 8.7. So he just basically mirrors his qualifying time. So that is a nice lap by Maxwell there. So to basically just about mirror his lap time as TB comes in. He's going onto the soft compound tires, and I think I know why, as Luke just grazes the wall in Novell. But I think TB is going onto the soft tires. I think he wants to try to steal fastest lap from Maxwell. He knows he can't get the win, so he figured I might as well maybe go for fastest lap and snipe that fastest lap point. I mean, literally, a lot of focus of this race for the last several laps was between the battle of Matt and Luke, as those two are still right on top of each other. But Matt's starting to get a little breathing room now. Yeah, Matt's starting to get a little breathing room now, despite on a harder compound tire and being about 10 laps older than Luke's tires. So I think maybe Luke's tires might be starting to fall apart and starting to fall off the cliff. And it just looks like on track we have a sparkler or some kind of like sparks attached to that wall. Okay. That was a little strange, but oh well. Anyways, Luke can't get DRS, so I think Matt might be safe for now, temporarily. Anyways, looking about this with TB here. This is his first F1 race this season. And he is putting it up for a second place. And this will actually beat his record time, his record finish. This will beat his record finish. His best position in F1 here in RPL was season 4 in Canada, where he finished on the podium in 3rd place. But he will beat that and be finishing second at this point. So Reese has had at least one win to his name in F1. That was in Hungary 2 seasons ago. and he's sitting in third right now, so he's on deck to get himself another podium. And this will be his third straight podium. Apologies about that. This is a family member mentioning what they were up to. Anyways, but yeah, it looks like Matt is definitely going to be comfortable to get fourth place. And I almost forgot about this piece. I forgot to mention it much earlier in the race. But the incident between Zakaria and AK has been noted, and we just found out a couple minutes ago. The incident between AK and Zakaria will be investigated after the race. So, as the news will unfold with that, once the news unfolds about what happens there, probably stay tuned to our RPL's Twitter account. If you have not followed us on Twitter, please, maybe most likely once the result has come in from that, stay tuned to RPL's Twitter, and Reese does some Tokyo drifting in Mirabeau. But yeah, as just mentioned before, once the news of what happened between the incident involving AK and Zakaria, stay tuned. Might want to stay tuned and follow us on RPL's Twitter account to see the outcome of that. But now, with the amount of drivers watching, we're just gonna have to look at this over. As we enter the last few laps, who will be your driver of the day for this event? That is the question. Who will be on deck to be on deck to be your driver of the day for tonight's race? Probably some contenders to think of. You have Maxwell, who has had a confident and dominating race since the very beginning. You had TB beating his best finish and in his first race of the season. You have Matt, who has kept it cool and confident through this race to keeping it cool with L74G on his tail, and also recovery from the accident in the first lap. And sorry again, I will mention his name again. Another contender that could be for driver of the day. You have this man, F1 driver. His debut race, keeping it calm, cool, and thought out, and he's on deck to get himself 8 points in his first ever race. So those are some nice contenders to be driver of the day. I will say that, and also an honorary mentions for drivers of the day: the Alfa Romeo team of Payox and Plum Wars. Those guys, 9th and 7th respectively. And 9th and 7th respectively. So those guys will be getting themselves 8 total points for the Alfa Romeo team. And I believe, unless I've got it wrong, I believe the only team that is yet to score points, I believe, is the Haas team, and I think Williams has yet to score too. I could be incorrect on that, but here we are on board with Maxwell right here. Once he crosses the line, 2 laps to go. just saw at the edge of your screen, that was Luke exiting Anthony Node. That would be very insane if Maxwell can actually pass Luke and put him a lap down. That would be kind of interesting if that is the case. And Luke is actually trying to get past the Chiller as the Chiller is lapped, and I don't think the Chiller is wanting to move. But here is the Chiller. There's the Chiller there as they make their way into the hairpin. There is Maxwell there. And unfortunately, by looks of it, yes, Luke is going to go a lap down. I cannot believe I am saying that. But Luke is going to be going a lap down. I just got no words for that. But TB is in the pits for the final time. And he's going on to another new set of soft tires. So I think he's going to try again to try to get a fastest lap. And at this time, looking at it, he's 0.04 of a second off. So he's going to have to do something. And I think he's now he's got to have a problem because Matt is now in his way. Because Matt's in his way as we enter the final lap. So Matt's going to have to move over. Matt's going to have to let TB through. TB's much faster. In the mirror bow. Oh my god, they are tight. They are tight and almost came together. TB gets his third place back. What confidence from TB there. And that puts Reese in second place. So Reese, 3 races, three straight podiums, 3rd straight second. That's what it looks like there. So anyway, he has commanded, he has dominated, he has led it from flag to flag as he comes around swimming pool for the final time. He basically had no competition whatsoever as he comes across the line of finish. Your winner, Maxwell G, wins the Monaco GP. So Luke will cross the line. He'll be 5th. He will be 6th. He'll be 6th. And looks like, we got to fight. We got to fight for 6th place here. We have a fight here for 6th place between Payox and F1 driver. But Payox has a penalty. So that will mean, even if Payox does finish in 6th, he'll lose it to F1 driver. So there is 6th place. F1 driver gets it. Payox 7th place. Plum Wars will be 9th. Reese in excuse me. Plum Wars 9th place. TB gets a penalty. But anyways, here goes TB. He will finish. He comes across the line. Is it enough? No! He does not get fastest lap. Just shy. And Matt comes across for 4th. That concludes a nightmare quality, first quality, and an insane race. But there it is. Maxwell, your winner. Good lord, Maxwell looks like Max. Maxwell looks like Max Verstappen, in a sense. But he is your winner. Reese 2nd and TB 3rd place. But, wow. And they noted on the thing that Gecko was your driver today, but I'm going to be honest, I think I might have to give it to Matt in my honest opinion. Because Matt was involved in that opening lap incident, went 37 laps on hard compound tires, and recovered a 4th. That's a good recovery for him. But anyways, there it is. So there's your finishing order. Maxwell, winner. Reese, second. TB, third. Matt GW, 4. L74G, 5. F1 Driver, 6. Payox, 7. Dechira, 8. Plum Wars, 9. And then your horde of DNS. Gecko, Salt, AK, Zakaria, Polygon, Jordan, Phoenix, Red Fire Tiger, and Beatnik. Well, that will conclude the stream for today in a wild turn of events. So now we will move forward in terms of schedule. Now, if we get a stream for this, F1 Tier 2 will be in action Friday. They'll be racing at Budapest at the Hungaroring. And next Saturday, starting up at 4:30 p.m. BST, F2 will be at Baku, and later on at 8 p.m. BST, Baku will also play host to F1. So, to wrap up that stream and that insane amount of a race, this is Lord of Wolves signing off and saying good night and have a wonderful one.